Hello my beautiful souls, hello my angels. How are we? How are we all? We checked in with ourselves today. We checked in with our bodies, have we checked in with our chakra system, we checked in with our mind and our heart. We taken a nice deep breath and reflected on all the beauty in our lives and all the good things amongst all this chaos. It's funny, I am just being told now, it's like with all this chaos, it's one thing after another, constant media. It's as if we are trying to be distracted from checking in with ourselves. Okay? So if you have not, I really wish I had a big crystal with me right now. I've got you, not the one I want, bear with me. Okay, sorry about that. I got this beautiful piece of apophyllite. I love this piece. Look, it looks like a giant hailstone. Obsessed with it. It's beautiful. But it's like, sorry, what was I saying? It's like we are being distracted from checking in with ourselves. So if you have not yet today, sat down, stood up, straightened yourself, pull yourself, push your shoulders back, pull your diaphragm in, belly button to back, deep breath, have the intention of opening your crown so that the light filters through, and just let that energy flow all the way through your portals, all the way to the tips of your fingers, all the way through your hands, to open up your palm chakras, your feet chakras, open up your portals, okay? Let that energy flow, let it all flow. Let it all flow, let it all go. You just want me to sage again? Just gonna sage. It's funny the topic of distraction came up because I feel just as I've sat down to really do this, we've got something's pumping, the machine's pumping out there. I've got a very anxious puppy dog behind me. It's raining very heavily, lots of noise, lots of distraction. So they're saying don't forget to check in with yourself. And once you're done checking in with yourself, you can check in with your loved ones, okay? Okay. What's going on? Hey? We've got a pandemic. We have a war. We've had a war this entire time on many levels, but now we have a natural war. We have natural disasters, flooding here in Australia quite badly. Record-breaking floods, and from what I've been told, there's no sign of this shift slowing down. Alright, so what's going on? What they want to talk about is how to best prepare for what's next. Okay? And what I've been told and what I'm getting is to best prepare for what's next is by being present. The reason for that is because when we are present, when we are checking in with ourselves, that is when we hear our intuitive cues and our guidance better. small nudges. Hey, hey, maybe you should stock up on this. Hey, maybe you should get some more of that. Hey, how's your supply of that doing? Hey, when was the last time you checked if your gutters were unblocked around the house? When was the last time your car was serviced? When was the last time you cleaned out your pantry and really seen what you need and what you eat? Little things like that. Hey, maybe you should rest now because you might not get a chance later. Little thoughts, little things like that. Just funny little things, like when you go to leave the house, it's a sunny day, and that little thing goes, hey, grab your umbrella. And you go, why? Grab your umbrella. Grab your umbrella. Those are best heard when we are present, when we check in, okay? And that is how we're going to prepare. I am not expecting these natural events to slow down. I have been told on Saturday morning, they did tell me that we can expect more moving forward. Natural disasters, flooding, tsunami type events, volcanic maybe eruptions, things that are going to physically shift the earth, to break away the stagnancy and to push us into revolution, to revelation. There's nothing to be afraid of. All is as we have agreed, but that does not mean you can't be prepared to the best of your ability, and that's what they want you to focus on. They also said to me, keep coming back to the present. If you're having a hard time coming back to the present, they want you to focus on what you have, okay? And really be joyful and grateful for what you have, okay? Celebrate what you have. Okay, that cup of coffee in the morning, like right now, this cup of coffee, just celebrate it, embrace it, really go, thank you for this coffee, this is amazing, you know. Thank you for my healthy, strong body today. How lucky am I? Really celebrate it, those little things. Hey, I woke up this morning and I have the ability to create my life. Celebrate that. Even if you have no idea how to create it, just celebrate that you have the ability to do so. That is going to anchor us in the vibration and the presence that we need to be to keep our minds positive and to keep our stamina up, okay? Because it won't be without its challenges the next few weeks and months. Okay, and they're saying decades, like this is something you can take into your whole life. That act of coming back and celebrating what you have, it's called gratitude, but it's like taking it the next step further where you're celebrating it. I want to address the symptomatic symptoms. So what's happening symptomatically? Overwhelm, whole physical overwhelm, okay? Extra sensitivity, and it will show up on you, in you, around you, you feel it. Yeah, I could list all the symptoms, but they're saying for you is going to, I'm hearing accumulate, but it's going to show up differently depending on what you're integrating, but it's like this overall extra sensitiveness, because our bodies are shifting and adjusting to the new frequencies coming in. So it's almost like we're morphine at the moment, and things are breaking down and things are shifting so that we can adjust to those new frequencies. I got told yesterday that, or the day before, that some of you may be having out-of-body kind of experiences during the day. Like you're suddenly, like, it's like phasing, it's like shifting from one reality to another reality. Like you're here 1 minute and next minute you feel like you're in a totally different reality, and then you shift back. Just like a really quick, like you feel like out of body kind of experiences. You may have like really just intense visions, or you may just like zone out and then come back and go, oh, where the heck did I just go? Like dissociation, but you're shifting. It's like you're the makeup of our bodies, our energetic bodies, is shifting, and we're learning to be more than just this physical density, because we're shifting density. So our bodies, which we're taking with us there, need to also be adjusted to that. So the extra sensitivity and hyper awareness is very much a thing happening. The next thing they want to say is, don't believe everything you hear. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but I am going to say that. They did say to me that coming forward, because when we were I asked them like what to expect next. They gave me this beautiful channel message about the whole celebrating the now. Oh, do they want me to share that? No. Yes, that might be helpful. Okay. Anyway, they did want to say, I'll get back to that just a second. They did want to say they basically talked a little bit here about how we can't pick our transformation periods. We don't get to choose those. They happen. And a lot of that transformation is being forced upon us at an unprecedented rate. Okay? So we're going into these deep transformational trenches, and that's coming from the inside out and seems like the outside in as well, because life is stripping us of things. Life is, as we heal this way, it heals this way. It's like this beautiful, it's that like infinite, it's like that beautiful interconnected energy where you see that mirror and that flow. Okay, where we refuse, for some of us, where we refuse to do this work, we refuse, or we don't realize, or we're just not getting it, it will be stripped. It's that tower moment. Okay, it's not always the most pleasant. Okay, but know that your transformations and these periods, the things that you agreed to before you came into this life, but the timing and the intensity of them, I do feel like recently has been gouged up. I was just saying to my mum, I feel like everything that's coming we were going to be eased into it a bit more, but it's been sped up. It's been pushed forward. Time is fluid. Everything shifting, constantly shifting. Change is the only constant, guys, and that's something to remember. So that's why focusing on the small things and the things you have to celebrate is so important, and that brings you into this beautiful energy. Okay, now they did want to say another thing about what's coming. I've written here is that I've written fraud in big media coming to light, and they've said turn away and turn within, and that's that distraction thing. Okay, so it's like we're constantly being distracted, but with what's going to come, we're going to realize more and more that we can't believe what we're being told. Okay, we can't just blindly believe it. I know a lot of you, especially if you're watching this, you probably already don't, but it's going to hit a deeper level, and it may be really off-putting for some of you. There is a lot of talk in the community, and this is something I have seen coming. Literally, I think I've been talking about for the last couple of years, that we are going to have a period where we will not have the internet. We will probably lose power, and we won't have the internet for at least a few days. I said it offhandedly to my partner a few days ago about they shouldn't rely on that, what they're going to do. I can't remember what it was about at all, but I offhandedly goes, well, what are we going to do? Like, they can't rely on that completely. We shouldn't do that, because what are we going to do when we don't have the internet, when we don't have that power there, even if it's just for a few days? How are they going to sustain that? And then the days preceding, Mum sent me this video where a beautiful soul was talking about how there's going to be this 3-day period where we have no internet and we have no power, and it's going to last 3 days, and then we're going to come out of it, and there's going to be this new energy. And her name is Amelia Burt, I think. I'll link it. And then I was like, oh wow, I was just saying that offhandedly the other day to Jared. And then I went to work the next day, and I was standing there thinking about it, and then my boss, who's not really into spiritual things or this side of it, goes, the big reset's coming. And I was like, excuse me? And he said, they're expecting the internet to go down for a few days, like 3 days, and they're going to probably blame it on Putin. And I was like, excuse me? So that is out there, okay? There's nothing to be afraid of, but it's actually potentially a really big blessing, because it's going to show us that we don't need that constant stream of external information coming in to know what's going to happen and know what to choose and see the truth, because we can check in, okay? But that too, all of that is why being present and listening to our subtle and not so subtle, the guides are saying, intuitive cues is so important, because it's preparing us, okay? Also, getting us into a state of health and high vibration and peace is just going to help us with whatever happens, because it's going to help us know and stay strong and calm through all of everything, okay? Now, the other thing I really want to tap into is the war. Okay, Ukraine, Russia, we're gonna send love. Okay, we can definitely send supplies, definitely donate funds, all that sort of a thing. Send love, send it in that beautiful light pink, the higher heart chakra pink rays of light through the whole earth. The whole earth could use it, and they're saying I've written here, let it rain down like the peak of monsoon season. Let it flood the planet. So we're going to flood the planet with this pink light. When we penetrate with a higher vibration frequency of love and peace, it dissolves the lower vibration frequency that causes the urge to create situations of war. It also helps with suffering, healing, grief, okay? So we can't control that, but we can assist in shifting the frequency surrounding that. They're saying to me there is net barriers. I don't know what this means, but they're saying there's a net barrier around it. It's an energetic barrier, and it's trying to block the energies. And so it creates like this swirling pool of like of fear and greed and all those energies that create a war situation where we want to hurt other people to get something our way. And there's like, we need to penetrate that. So imagine around the whole situation, golden white light, like white light penetrating that field. I don't know what that field is, to be honest. This is the first I'm hearing of it, but we just imagine that light coming down and penetrating it, and then it floods it in with that. We're flooding in that beautiful pink energy. That pink energy can be used everywhere. Flooding it in, yeah? Flooding it in. We also are flooding, they're telling me, blue energy here. Beautiful blue energy. And that is to help people communicate their needs, okay? They're saying war is a very poor form of communication in the destructive way, okay? So we're going to help with the communication, alright? It's not funny. War is not funny, but that was funny. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, they want me to pull a card. I'm almost out of recording time, so this will probably be the last bit. They're saying, don't go boldly into the night. Is that a poem? I'm going to find that. Give me 2 seconds. It's a Dylan Thomas poem. Do not go gently into the night. Do not go gently into the good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words have forked no lightning, they do not go gently into that good night. Good man, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in the green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight, and learned too late they grieved it on its way. Do not go gently into that good night. Grave men, near death, who see the blinding side. Blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gently into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. It's a beautiful poem. Renewal is on its way. We are in war. We are fighting a war. And we're putting up the good fight. And that fight is one of love. Okay? So, no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, come back to that place of love. And we fight through being love and sending love. And choosing to come back to us and find that love. Okay? Right.